Peace, 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 everyone. I hope everyone is well and practicing social distancing and is at home, safe. My name is Inner Star. I'm the owner of Focus Alignment. I am a spiritual, holistic coach. I believe in basically healing the body naturally without the doctor giving you a note, a prescription, and you go taking a pill at a certain time. I believe in healing the body with herbs, fruits and vegetables, regular exercise, and monitoring what you watch and what you listen to.
Salutations, everyone. My name is Sam, and I am the owner of Intuitive Soul, SOL like the sun, LLC, and I am an intuitive guide and life coach. I use my tarot reading as a self-help tool to help others expand, dial into, and learn to trust their own intuitive abilities. I spent 13 years in the Marine Corps, and then I spent 3.5 years as a behavioral health education prevention specialist working with Marines and their families. And I'm also certified in mindfulness training as well as anger management, which are some of the other tools that I use in my practice. And I am just very passionate about helping people learn to embrace, trust, and use their inner guidance to take back their magic and unleash the power within.
I know you guys are all probably trying to figure out how do we know each other because we're completely opposites. And the truth is that we're completely opposite. But if you heard her say any one thing, she said the Marine Corps, and that's how we know each other. We were in boot camp together 20 years ago. Very different backgrounds, two different, completely different people. But with us reconnecting back in October, we learned so much about each other's journey and how much we have some things that are so similar and we have some things that are not so similar. So that's how we connected.
So after reconnecting, after 20 years, we decided that because we have been able to help each other so much on our journeys, that we would collaborate in our coaching endeavors and really help people understand why the concept of radical inclusion is so important. Because if Star and I had met through mutual acquaintances or had just run into each other in the grocery store, we are very much in agreement that there would have been no reason for us to continue to connect and continue to get to know each other and really support each other on this journey. And so understanding that healing is such a personal journey and that we're all in different places at different times, while we have things that are similar, if we don't practice radical inclusion, we really forget to look to people who have something really insightful, helpful, and healing to bring to our lives. And so we started this journey. We are going to do this 3-part series. Today, we're really just going to take some time to tell you about our own journeys and where we're at. And then we'll have 3 more videos after that. At the end of the series, if you're interested, we're going to be starting a 6-week workshop. And it's going to really focus on diving deeper into the concepts that we share and just working on continuing to heal and grow together. So thank you all for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get started. So we developed 3 questions to really guide the conversation, because any of you that know any one of us, you know that we like to talk a lot. So that's one thing we do have in common. So first, we're going to start out by talking about when our healing journey started. So Star, take it away. When did your healing journey start?
Okay. Well, I would have to say my healing journey started in November of 2010. I was 30 years old and I had just lost my mother. She was 56 years old, and to be completely honest with you, it took a lot out of me. It put me in a place that I've never experienced, and I became numb. And for many years, I walked around numb. I wasn't able really to connect with the feelings that I was having, but in the same aspect, as time went on, I started being able to connect and awake. And I had an awakening in a way that I've never had an awakening. I started noticing as the years was going by, I was experiencing generational curses, and I was experiencing generational traits, as we would like to call them. And I was noticing them in relationships, whether if it was from a family member, a friendship, or from a partner. And the things that I noticed is that the experiences that I had in my past traumatized me. I grew up in a household where there was alcohol in it. My mother was an alcoholic. And there were some things that I experienced in my household that traumatized me. And I noticed as I was getting older, they were coming more to light. And there were certain traits that I was learning that was coming in my previous relationships. And I just started waking up in a way where I said I needed to heal. And I knew that I wanted to heal in a way that didn't need a pill. So I started my transition, and I can really say as the years was going by, I was working on myself. I gained 135 pounds. I started working out, I gained 135 pounds, and I noticed the weight that I put on was heavyweight. It wasn't healthy weight, it was heavyweight, because we have this stereotype that everybody has to look a certain way. You have to dress a certain way. You have to talk a certain way. And I didn't feel good still. I felt like there were still some things that I needed to change. And I went on that journey of knowing that I needed something more deeper, something more bigger. And I enrolled myself in a life coaching program because I wanted to help other people with some of the things that I've done along my way. But what I didn't know is when I did the life coaching program, it awakened me up in a way that I've never been awakened. And I started seeing things that I was basically, in a nutshell, still healing from. And that's what that's what life coaching is. It teaches you how to connect with yourself. And I was connecting with myself in a way that was awakening, and it was liberating. And that was when my healing began, from 2010 into this current moment, because the journey is forever going. What about you, Sam? When did your journey start?
Yes, a forever journey. That's right.
Yeah.
So I would say that the first time I started my journey was in the early 2000s. And then I started about 357 more times after that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really until December of 2018, when my second marriage was ending, that I really started to understand the work that would have to be done to really root the transformation into my reality. And that's when it really got serious for me. I have 3 daughters, and my 10-and-a-half-year marriage was coming to an end. And I was standing there looking in the mirror and thinking to myself, the only thing I want for those little girls is for them to know how to love themselves and wholeheartedly go into this world and be who they are. And then I cried a lot because I couldn't do that. And so, how could I teach another human to do that if I don't know how to do that myself? And I really started the work that I knew I couldn't do the other 357 times I had started this journey, because I would get to one point and it became very real to me. What relationships did I need to let go of? What hard conversations did I really have to have? And what dark parts of me did I have to learn to love and integrate into my being? And those were things that until December of 2018, I really didn't have the courage to do. But in that moment, when I wanted nothing more than to teach my children unconditional love for themselves, I knew that in order for me to do that, I had to learn that. So it's been a process, and it continues to be.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, what has been the biggest challenge for you on this journey?
Okay. The biggest challenge, letting go of my victim identity. That has been the biggest challenge. Really sitting with myself and acknowledging,
Mhm.
embracing, forgiving, and loving myself through all of the decisions that I made to create my own reality. Because growing up with trauma, it's easy to find yourself in situations where you can continue the narrative that is comfortable. Even though it looks different, it's not that different.
Mhm.
So, really having to understand how my victim mindset and mentality had become my identity. And being able to reconcile that, forgive that, love that, and let go of that. And I wouldn't even say let go, right? Because those are parts of ourselves that we don't fully ever let go of. We just learn to recognize and love and integrate. So
Mhm.
that was the biggest challenge for me. What about you?
I would have to say my biggest challenge for me was to balance what happened then into what is happening now. I myself was married for 10 years, and I noticed with just relationships that I had, and then as well with my marriage, um, I've always had really long relationships. But the relationships that I had, I noticed that there were traits that were so familiar of my childhood that was coming into my relationships as well. Um, just not fully being my whole complete self that I needed to be, as I would like to say. And I think the biggest challenge for me was recognizing you can't take every situation and bring it to every new situation. You have to find balance with whatever's has happened to you in your past, and not allow it to come with you. You're just throwing it in your book bag and you're just walking along, and you go into the next situation, and then you set your book bag down and you're just stuffing the book bag with more stuff. And then you go forward and you go forward. And I think for me, I had to learn that the balance is whatever happened then is what happened then. What's happened now, you have the power to create your now. And that is just with balancing yourself. So that's one of the biggest challenges I've had to have, I will have to say, for myself.
So, when it comes to understanding love, how has this healing journey changed how you view love?
Hmm. I will have to say, love to me, now that I'm on my journey and my continued journey, I have recognized love doesn't have a look, it doesn't have a color, and it most definitely doesn't have a sound. What love is from a family member, a friendship, and a partner. And love comes in all different ways. And it all comes with past experiences. We all carry things from our past experiences, and we sometimes tend to love each other with those experiences. And I think love for me now has taught me that love, for one, it doesn't hurt. You have to connect with love. Love does not hurt. You can't hurt loving somebody. You hurt because you might not like the experience that you might be having with that individual. But love feels good. Love is warm, love is welcoming, and it's excitement when you see each other, or when you talk over the phone, or if you receive the message, it's welcoming. And I had to determine the two with that, because you just sometimes when you get your heart broke, you think, oh, love is hurtful. But love is not hurtful. Love is warm. It's welcoming. It's all about how you move with love. And I think that that's how, for me, I think I have determined on what love is now. Love is warm, it's welcoming, it's excitement, and it's what you give, and it's what you learn to receive. It's a forever ongoing learning journey of each other. You have to teach each other how to love one another. And it starts really with loving yourself. If you really don't know the true identity of loving yourself, you can't love anybody else. And that's for real. You really literally have to love yourself. That's where it starts, with loving yourself. And then you can learn to love others. What about you, Sam?
I think for me, learning that unconditional love is truly unconditional. But the caveat to that being that you can love somebody unconditionally and still gracefully let them go, be who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because, when we suffer, if you suffer from certain conditions of childhood, you learn that somehow your behavior affects the way that the other person is treating you and the other person is acting. And for me, I grew up thinking that, well, if I could just do more, then this person will be different. If I could just be this way, then they'll love me this way that I want to be loved. And at the end of the day, we have no control over any other person. And when people have unhealed parts of themselves, that's how they love other people, based on those protective qualities, or maybe behavior, those protective behaviors that they learned, and then thinking that they outgrew something. And so people really only love you from where they are. And when you're trying to love someone unconditionally, loving them also means letting them go when they need room to expand and grow and learn their own lessons, and not enabling that, right? So for me, I had to learn how to love myself, because I thought that if I could love somebody through their own pain, if I could love somebody enough to help them grow, then that would fill a void within me. And I was always met with disappointment, but that's because love is not controlling, love is not possessive, love is kind, love is fluid. And so really learning that the only person I am in control of is me, and learning how to love myself unconditionally and with forgiveness allows me to love people enough to let them go when they need their space to grow, and to really let them find the life that would bring them joy.
I agree.
So go ahead.
Well, guys, I just want to say thank you so much, because as we can see, love is forever going, and we're going to be forever planting seeds, and we're going to be forever growing. And that is what growth is. Growth is planting a seed of unconditional love. And that unconditional love and that seed you're planting is the seed that you're planting for yourself first.
Yes, thank you all so much for tuning in. We've enjoyed talking with you. We hope that you tune in for our next round of the series. And we're going to be talking about identifying trauma and what it looks like to recreate those trauma bond cycles. It's going to be a very edited, quick, down and dirty version of the conversation, because as I'm sure you all know, if you're tuning in, that is very in-depth and extensive. But we thank you all so much for being here, and we look forward to seeing you again. Sending love and light.
All right, peace. Why did you do that? All right. Peace, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well, and everyone is home. Yeah, we gotta laugh. We can laugh. All right, ready? Peace, everyone. I hope everyone is well and everyone is safe, practicing social distancing. I know during this time it's a little crazy right now, and we wanted to bring you guys some love and positive energy.
I can't.
What's going on? Did you forget we was recording?
Okay.
You all doing this? Shake for a minute. Shake.
Tell them that it's human nature. Okay.
All right. Oof.
Take 37.
Hold on, I got an eyelash in my eye.
It's this thing. It's making my neck look bigger. Okay, there we go. That little.
What thing?
My little headband thing was right here, and it was like looking all funky.
Oh, okay. All right, ready?
Okay.
Peace, everyone. I hope everyone is well and practicing social. Fixing your shirt and shit.
Like touching my boobs, like pulling up my shirt. Okay.
What's
Okay.
doing this to your face?
Fuck, I need to hydrate or die.
Damn. Shit. You ain't playing around. You really hydrating.